I don't even know how to start this video. Okay, a lot of yous know that I've struggled with this in the past, and a lot of you also know that I have a degree in education, so I think that's why this is the #1 question I get in like emails and comments and stuff every single day, about how to get over depression, how to cope with it, tips for it, all that kind of stuff. And I thought that this is the perfect opportunity to kind of start talking about this a bit more on my channel, because it's something that is real hard to talk about, and I'm sure you know that if you're one of the 95% of people that at some point in their life will struggle with depression, someone who has gone through it. What actually prompted me to make this video was an awesome email I got from Angry Birds, the game Angry Birds. Yes, they're celebrating 7 million downloads of their newer game Stella Pop, and they picked me and 9 other female YouTubers from around the world to have a competition where if we win, get to give £10,000 to our chosen charity. And I really want to pick Aware. I think Aware are such an awesome charity and company. They do loads for people with depression, about raising awareness and helping them and stuff like that. I really hope you guys will get on board and like team up with me on this so we can win this money. Like, this is not an opportunity that comes around every day. I'm just going to show you the game super quick here. I've been playing this a lot in the bath recently, we'll talk more about baths later. So super quick, before I get into my story and some of my advice on depression, in order to raise money for depression, what we need to do is, there's a link down below, it's completely free, and it's where you download the game and it'll register you as part of my team. So we just need to pop as many bubbles as we can in the next 2 weeks until the 28th of this month, and that's it. I'm going to be doing this when I'm boiling the kettle for tea, when I'm in the bath, when I'm just scratching my bum, anytime that I have free time, on the bus. Let me know if you're in the comment below so I can personally thank you. I have faith in my subby clan. I think we can do this. Because this video is all about raising money for depression, I thought I would talk a little bit about my story with depression. I got it, I think when I was around 18 going on 19 was when it first came on for me. And guys, life is full of like ups and downs, and we all go through a lot of ups as well as a lot of really crappy downs. And what you need to know is that it's normal to be sad, and it is normal to be depressed, but depression and just regular sadness are very different. Depression involves a chemical imbalance in the brain, and it can be extended over a period of time. It can be brought on by something traumatic, or it can come on completely randomly after a load of different life experiences. There is going to be lots of resources in the description box for those of you who are a bit confused on what you're going through. But for me, what happened was, I think it was, so just about 19, and I had lost my job. I had just gotten out of a long-term relationship that had ended in a bad way. I'd gained a lot of weight, so I had gained like, I think 4 stone in a very short period of time. I stopped wanting to socialize. I wasn't leaving the house. I didn't have any friends. I'd had fights with all my friends. Some of my family relationships were quite unhealthy at the time. Like, it was bad. Like, I didn't even want to wash myself. My bedroom, I was treating my bedroom and my body like a dumping ground. Very bad times. Not goals. I was not goals. I actually remember a period of time where I would sleep all day and then get up at night when my dad got back from work, and I would play a game called World of Warcraft all night long. And that was like a big distraction for me, and it was one of the only things that helped me through that time, to be honest. Gaming was like a big crutch for me. It took me quite a while to go and get help for how I was feeling, because I didn't know how I was feeling. Like, time didn't mean anything to me. I didn't care about what anyone thought. I didn't care about getting up sometimes. I just didn't want to get out of bed. Some YouTubers I was following at the time, like years ago, were so encouraging to me about going and getting help and talking to someone. And my dad, because even though my dad was there and listened to me a lot, and mind you, this is before all my anxiety and all my eating disorders came on. Like, this is the beginning of everything. It was after losing my grandmother. It was just a really big time of change in my life, and I, even to this day, I'm super afraid of change. I hate things changing. I'm getting better at being more used to it, but it scares me when it just got to a point where I was crying so much and I had like cried myself out. I just had no more tears for anything. I didn't care about anything. I wasn't passionate about anything. I didn't even want to play World of Warcraft anymore. I didn't want to put on makeup ever, do anything that I used to enjoy. Talking to someone was a massive step for me. It was difficult at the start, but then like everything started flowing out and I realized then what the problem was. So that kind of helped me get to the root of it. The counselor didn't get to the root of it, they helped me to get to the root of it, and that's why it's important to talk to someone, and that is why I want us to win this money for Aware. But even after all that, I still didn't care enough or have enough motivation to want to really change things. I did start kind of doing little things here and there, you know, started going to the gym, and I started seeing my friends the odd time, kind of building relationships back up with people. And this, my friends, is where this little book stepped in. And this little thing right here changed my whole life. I kid you not. My mum, my auntie, and my other auntie all gave me copies of this book at the same time for a present, because I think they all knew what I was going through. Like, my dad must have been blabbering. Thanks, Dad. This book is called The Secret, and you may have heard of this. It's one of the best-selling books of all time. It is a pop psychology self-help book, and a lot of people are put off reading this because they think it sounds super cheesy. There's also a documentary of this. I think it's on Netflix. All I took away from this is I changed how I think about things. I altered my outlook on life. I became more glass half full. I started thinking about things in a more positive way. My subconscious then started making things happen. Really quickly, like making things happen. One day I wrote down a list of things that I wanted to happen for me, like from the littlest thing to the most outrageous thing. I wanted my parents to stop smoking. I wanted a pet. I wanted a long-term relationship. I wanted to get a degree in education. I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to grow my hair back long, because at the time I'd cut my hair up to like this length and it was like orange because I'd tried to go blonde. Big disaster. I wanted to run races. I just wrote down a huge list of stuff, and every single thing that I wrote down happened within 5 years. I found that list like a year ago or something, and I put it on my personal Facebook page, and like I was bawling, crying. I found it on my old hard drive and I realized how much my life had changed. Just taking ownership of what I was going through and starting to do things and read things and research things that would help me. I had to read it about 3 times before it actually started to like cling on. And one thing that I feel is so underrated, and now before I go on, I am so sorry if you're one of those people who's stuck with a shower, but just think of yourself in your future in a nice big house with a nice big bath, because baths are my best friend, and these guys are my best friends. These are bubble bars. You can get them from Lush. There's a lot of different types of them. The Comforter is a very popular one, but this I had in my recent favorites video. It's called Brightside. I like a lot of different bath products, guys, but on the theme of Stella Pop, because that's all about popping bubbles, I wanted to talk a little bit about bubble baths because they have a lot of power, I think. For the last 5 or 6 years, I have had about 3 baths a week, and I kind of heavily rely on them now. I'll break off some of these, or I'll dunk an entire one in. Yes, that's an expensive bath, but I prioritize my mental health nowadays. I love lying in a bath, either reading, this kind of stuff, catching up on YouTube videos, and also playing games like Stella Pop, because they just calm you down. They take you out of your head for a bit and take you out of that moment and let you just please thumbs up this video if you want a whole dedicated video on lots of really practical things and tips that you can do. These are things that for me, when I was talking to my counselor, I figured out would help me, and I know that everyone is different, and that's why I keep stressing that you need to talk to somebody and relax and take your 15 minutes to yourself and, you know, think through these things, really zone out and figure out what you need to do in your own life. The main point of this video was to just share a bit about my own story and to kind of gather you all onto my little team for this competition, because I really think we could win this 10 grand. 10 grand, that'll make such a big difference to so many people. So let's do this thing. I know this was an odd little video, but I could not turn down this chance to work with Angry Birds on this competition, and I think we're gonna win. I'll see you in my next video, guys. I have a lot of really cool stuff coming up over the next couple of weeks, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of it, okay? Why do I talk so weird? Bye.